Meteorologist Casey Cloud coming on the air right now because we have a dangerous tornadic situation in parts of Oklahoma right now around the community of Okemah here in Ofuskie County. Indications of a large tornado right near I-40 here, so we need folks to take shelter immediately. There haven't been any tornado emergencies per se from the Weather Service offices on that Saturday with a catastrophic tag, but this is one of the storms that's closer to that than most of the others. So, not a good situation here right now as we're looking at things on velocity right there coming into Okemah. A large tornado potential underground. You see the debris. I know we were looking at this at a pretty high level already, about 4,000 or 5,000 feet up. So it's still showing some even then. But there's a chance this could actually, as it gets right into town, really pick up. That's what we had to jump on because once it's already come across town and maybe you see a more significant debris signature, it's too late to give any type of warning. But the tornado probably right near the interstate right now there around Okemah. Got to take shelter there, Fusky County. I know Roy stuff in terms of the accent here on the radar had been kind of underachieving for a while, but started picking up some really nasty signatures on Ardmore there, and then seeing stuff there on radar and with damage reports coming out of the community of Sulphur, Oklahoma. So now around Okemah here, PDS tornado warning again. There haven't been any what you would call tornado emergencies. I know the one warning for Sulphur kind of became PDS after it really came on by. Same for Ardmore later on. So kind of a tricky thing, but this is a PDS coming right into Okemah there in Ofuskie County. So again, just watching that carefully. See a severe thunderstorm warning for the Tulsa Metro. That's for winds of 70 miles an hour. So that's pretty nasty in and of itself. And then several warnings down to the south, including more concern for Ardmore. No, there's been more concern for Sulphur as well here, which seems to have been hit very hard, unfortunately, by a significant tornado. There's Sulphur up there. There's a tornado warning for them. Another area of rotation coming on in. I know the radar coverage isn't the greatest in some of these areas. There is a new radar. It's a radar coming out of Durant there. It's more of a private type of radar. It can be used by the Weather Service in these type of situations at least, but and the public on an app. But as we look here southeast of Ardmore, you can see some debris, it would appear at least, and this is considered a particularly dangerous situation now for Love, Carter, and Marshall counties here. At 11:18, a confirmed large and extremely dangerous tornado was located near Overbrook, moving north at 35 miles an hour. So really serious, and now having to jump on because we're just seeing he's really starting to produce damage now. Earlier on, underachieving for a while in many communities. And the moderate risk for the tornado threat had been dropped. Still moderate risk for hail, but still a situation that is ongoing here right now. I mean, even without tornado emergencies, we've seen it plenty of times before. You can have deadly tornadoes. I mean, so that's just one indicator that you use here in the meteorology community to kind of determine things. But pretty nasty debris signature southeast of Ardmore. I mean, we're looking up 8,000 feet. So this could be a really significant tornado here near Overbrook and then moving up closer toward Dixon, Oklahoma. As we look ahead in toward the timeline, I know you see around Ada there in Pontotoc counties. There's some rotation, but that's not where the biggest focus is. It's around Okemah. That's been really tight rotation with the winds over 100 at gate to gate there. The debris signature hasn't really popped out like I was kind of thinking it may, which would be a good sign here that things may have not turned out quite as serious, but you just never know here. I know. Continuing to watch here north of Okemah, seeing the winds at one way 111 miles an hour, and then going away from the radar about 20 to 30 miles an hour. So that would be rotation to about 140. The newest warning, the newest PDS tornado warning for the confirmed tornado is for parts of Creek, Okmulgee, and Ofuskie counties in northeastern / east central Oklahoma until midnight. At 11:15 Central Time, a confirmed large and extremely dangerous tornado is located near Okemah, moving north at 40 miles an hour. life-threatening situation here. I know it's nighttime, so it makes it even harder. At least the stuff that we were tracking there on that Friday in Nebraska and Iowa, the dangerous tornadic situations, they were more during the daytime hours, so you're able to see a little bit better what might be headed your way. Very concerning indications early on out of the Sulphur, Oklahoma area. Things kind of really ramping up as they came into that community, it would appear. I'll see if I can back the radar up a little bit, see if we can kind of loop things around. Maybe we'll get a look at how that was. I know there's some of the acts in there you saw with this here, and then I know you see Ada, you see Sulphur. We've had so many different storms, so it's kind of hard to say exactly. I think this may not be going back quite far enough, quite honestly, here, because we're 11:24 Central Time at this point, and that's not going back far enough. But the storm around Overbrook here, in some ways, is a little more concerning because you shouldn't be seeing debris that high up unless you have a significant tornado. Let's check some of the radar. Let's go to the radar at North Texas there, and well, even there, I think you can kind of see the debris a little bit, and that is really high up, folks. I mean, we're getting really, really high up. They're over 10,000 feet, so definitely kind of telling that weather story here right now in this type of situation. So, again, let's go ahead and zoom back out just a little bit here. I know I'm going to try to give you the latest and try to let you guys know exactly what's going on. There's Okemah, Ofuskie County. You see south of Bristow and Creek County there. That's where the rotation is, but part of Creek County is underneath this tornado warning. So again, just continuing to watch things here. I know nothing really too concerning North Florida, South Florida. We had a little bit of rain here on that Saturday across parts of the region. But let me go ahead and see here some more information in terms of maybe an SPC outlook, or just I'll switch computer sources here. Bear with me as things do evolve. First off, let's see the watches. You can see the trail of watches. I mean, you can see getting down further into Texas with a severe thunderstorm watch, but I know I just continuing to watch things here as the situation does evolve. I know we're just trying to let you guys have the latest details here. We want to make sure that you do have everything you need at your disposal right now in a situation like this. And then let me go ahead and switch over to the SPC outlook there. I'll take off more just for a second so you can kind of see. I mean, the red is a moderate, but that's driven by the hail threat. It dropped. The Storm Prediction Center had dropped the 4 out of 5 rest driven by the tornado threat, but it actually has kind of ramped up here in the last bit with some more concerning circulations that really seemingly posed a greater threat to life and property here recently. So again, let's go ahead and kind of switch some things back around here. We're going to zoom back in. You're seeing this is south of Tulsa, so we got to be kind of careful on Tulsa there in Oklahoma. I know you just have to be kind of mindful of what could go on there. I know we had some tornadic damage around Norman. Had a situation where we were pretty close to having to come on there, but didn't quite rise to that level. Let me switch over though to our DR level 3. I know definitely tricky with things. I mean, just again not having to quite come on for the Tulsa, Oklahoma area there. Or excuse me, I'm sorry, for the Norman, Oklahoma area earlier on, but we're on for some other acts, and that's why we're talking about Tulsa though too at this point. It's not a tornado warning for them, but it's a thunderstorm warning in play there for the Tulsa, Oklahoma metro area. Had some other storms again very close to having to jump in Texas earlier even. Let's see the wind here. I know we're not getting a higher reading on the METAR yet, but that could change here soon. Velocity radar scans indicate maybe winds closer to 70 here. Just north of Sapulpa there, and just west-southwest of Oakhurst. So some of that's going to head right into Tulsa here, and unfortunately that could be getting there near Tulsa International Airport. I mean, let me kind of run a little loop on this here. Well, the way that's tracking, it could go a little bit further west. Even it's just always tricky in these situations when you're having to look at these on the fly, these areas of wind. But anybody in this polygon needs to be taking your severe thunderstorm precautions. As I mean, it's going to be a pretty big area, really. I mean, it's not going to be, if it's not a tornado, I mean, you can actually have this over a pretty big area anyway. But I know, I just continuing to watch things here. I know you see Sand Springs and some of that going further north, and then just continuing to watch the situation here. You see the William Pogue Municipal Airport. That might get some of this. It might kind of split the difference. It's tricky in here. Let's kind of run this a little bit more to try to get a better look of my eyes, honestly. Sand Springs looks like maybe you could get into some of the stronger wind activity. And this is what I find going up and down the line. It's just picking out where the worst of it would be. I mean, already gonna be pretty bad all across through here. Owasso there, you're gonna have concern. There's now a tornado warning for what it's worth. This north and west of there, there's now a tornado warning. So, looking there, I know toward Avon there, west of Sperry. I know, we're talking about a tornado watch, by the way, even over to St. Louis now, if you guys are wondering about that. But I'm not seeing as many warnings out that way at this point, at least. But radar indicated rotation here. I know, I'm just going to keep watching things. This is in northeast Oklahoma. Let me go ahead and zoom back down to that area where we had to really come on to give you the latest with that. And you can see north of Okemah there in Pulaski County. Not really getting the debris, so that's some good news. 80, 90 mile an hour wind still sent up in velocity, though, off the Tulsa radar. So still got to be careful if that wind really tries to get its way down toward the surface. So watching that, I mean, let's go ahead and look here. Down to the south here. It looks like debris still southeast of Ardmore, which is concerning. Moving toward Dixon there. Confirmed large and extremely dangerous tornado located near Lake Murray. So again, just going to have to really be careful there as we're monitoring the situation. I know, I'm just trying to let you guys know exactly what's going on here. That's one where if that were, because they're so far from the radar and still getting the debris like we are, that's one where if we see some different things on that radar there, I think it's Durant is where that radar is up there. Seeing some stuff on that from the Weather Service, and then we get even a higher debris signature. They could go, Norman office could go tornado emergency, we shall see, but doesn't matter in that you gotta take shelter. Interior room away from windows. Let's go ahead and pull up those tornado safety tips here real quick. Again, you can seek shelter inside a sturdy building. Get as many walls between you and the outside as possible. And protect yourself from flying debris by putting on a bicycle helmet, football helmet, baseball helmet, something like that. So again, just trying to give you the latest here. I'm going to keep going through some things. Let me go ahead and keep looking here at the very latest. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and kind of switch back on over. There's your debris. You have 70 there. You can see debris going. I mean, I don't know if it's going up. Let's see how. I mean, it's kind of tricky in there, so it's hard to tell exactly how high that's going, because the higher it goes, generally that indicates a stronger or more damaging and destructive type of tornadic scenario, tornado in progress. But again, just going to keep looking here. Going to keep tracking. Going to keep giving you the very latest. Let me go ahead and see here. You see Dixon. I know we're looking off the Oklahoma City radar. There's just tornado warnings everywhere right now. There's 9 tornado warnings. All these so far. I mean, this got hit by a very bad tornado from all indications. One that was likely at least causing some injuries here. I mean, just based on the early images, I mean, it'd be a miracle if they're not at least injuries there. I mean, it'd be a miracle if there's not injuries, I should say. But I mean, even if it's just injuries, and that would be a miracle because it very well could be something worse there and over that area. So again, just continuing to watch here, continuing to track, and I can see some pretty strong wind there toward the north, 75-mile-an-hour wind according to train spotters there around Creek County, Oklahoma. I'm going to go ahead and switch on over here to the Tulsa radar again. Seeing an issue of a thunderstorm warning for 70-mile-an-hour winds, parts of Rogers, Osage, Washington, Nowata, Wagner, and Tulsa counties. So, again, just trying to give you the latest here. I'm just going to go ahead and continue to give you the latest updates. We're just live on the air right now here on all the different platforms. Facebook, Casey Cloud, everybody X Cloud Weather, Twitter /X at Cloud Casey, YouTube at Cloud Weather, Twitch Cloud Weather, and then cloudweather.com. So, got another tornado warning here back out toward Osage County and further over. I mean, that's rotation there around Ralston, moving northeast at 45 miles an hour. Definitely some strong wind moving right into Tulsa here. Not as nasty as we had last summer, where we had winds that were just really causing problems like a hurricane. But these are still winds about 60 or so. I mean, definitely can knock out power in an isolated or scattered manner, but probably not going to be widespread like what we saw last summer. But there's Owasso though, and you see areas like Broken Arrow and Collinsville. 60, 70-mile-an-hour winds in that area, possibility. Hopefully not tornadic activity though, as we continue. I know Collinsville, well, you're not quite into that tornado warning. That's to your west. You can see there around Okemah. Again, continuing to watch things. I know, just trying to give you the latest, updates here, folks. That's what it's all about here at Cloud Weather. Again, watching that rotation in northern part of Ofuskie County. Let's get back down to the south here. Try to give you the very latest. And it looks like a debris signature south and east. Really, not just in this point, it'd be due east. I mean, look at the scan. I mean, that's more due east now of Ardmore, right near Dixon. Looks like debris up to about 7,000 feet. There you go again. Just continuing to give you the very latest. Continuing to give you the very latest here to protect you, your friends, and your family. Around State Road 199. Again, trying to give you the latest. Just trying to give you the latest updates. The red boxes mean radar indicated tornadic concern, and then purple means confirmed tornado. Yellow is to get thunderstorm warnings here if you're wondering. Got a report of some tree damage in Pawnee County there in northeast Oklahoma. Again, just trying to continue to give you the latest updates on everything going on here and there across parts of Oklahoma. There's still some really strong winds showing up. Let me see. Let's go to terminal radar. That doesn't look like as much rotation in a way. Let's check here. Yeah, they're going radar indicated tornado warning now in Tulsa office. That's some good news there, but that area toward the south, I don't know. I mean, let's check. So we have this area here, and of course that we've been talking about. But then let's get back to the south here, because I mean, off the Oklahoma City radar, I mean, it looks like, I mean, you got more than one area, but that one area is not in the right spot, so it makes it really tricky. I'm going to be quite honest here, what's really going on. I mean, but that Fort Worth radar makes you think, well, that is a debris signature, because is sorted as well. So they're going PDS down. I kind of agree here on Dixon, Oklahoma. I mean, that looks like a Roy Nasty signature, but that's throwing debris over 10,000 feet. And that could be a really destructive tornado, folks, in Dixon, Oklahoma. Hope you took your tornado precautions. Yeah, there's a new warning. Yeah, they're still going. Large and extremely dangerous tornado near the Dixon, Oklahoma community, moving northeast at 45 miles an hour. This is a radar-confirmed tornado. Northwest Johnson County, central Carter, south central Pontotoc, as well as northwestern Marshall and southeastern Murray. At this point, that's kind of the reason why we're staying on more than anything, is that area, not the area to the north now. I know temperatures, I mean, they're not that much different within that parameter space. I'm looking here on another screen, but I'm going to go ahead and see some parameters here, because that's, I mean, the energy values, well, you're not seeing a big difference there, but there can be different things on a micro scale that can have an impact. I know STP also is pretty similar in there, as you can see for a second. I'll pull that up. It's maybe a little less up there. But you also, I mean, sometimes you can have different storm interactions and the like here that can play a role in things. So just something to kind of keep in mind as we're looking at the latest scenario here as it does evolve. So this is there around Dixon, Oklahoma. Still seeing debris, it would appear. I mean, we're a weird spot on radar, but Johnston, as well as Carter, Pontotoc, Marshall, and Murray County at 11:38 p.m. Central Time. A confirmed large and extremely dangerous tornado is located near Dixon, moving northeast at 45 miles an hour. This is a particularly dangerous situation. So gotta take your tornado precautions here. I mean, we're looking all the way from the Dallas radar and seeing that. So let's see what we have on Oklahoma City. Again, I know there's a radar in the area that can be used in these type of situations. It's not one we can sell on air at this point, but it is a radar out of Durant. But look at that. I mean, it doesn't show debris, but look at that. This is 7,000 feet. That makes me think this could be an EF3, EF4 type tornado. Maybe like what we had around Sulphur here a little while ago. I'm going to check our radar out of Frederick here now. Check debris and velocity there. Oh boy, yeah, I mean, that's showing debris at 12,000 feet. I'm a little surprised they didn't go tornado emergency, but maybe it's just a weird angle. They're looking at this. They're just not 100% confident exactly what's going on. And maybe they just don't think. I'm going to check something here with the geography. I mean, let's see. Dixon looks populated enough here if they really thought something violent was going through to issue a tornado emergency, but it's tricky. Sometimes you don't know exactly if it's still being lofted, that debris, or not. So that's something to keep in mind here. Definitely something to keep in mind. I know it's a Roy visible debris signature here. So again, just got to try to give you the very latest here on exactly what's going on. Again, Roy, serious look there on the Doppler. Currently in the country, 10 tornado warnings. I'm really seeing some bad stuff here within the Doppler scans. Dixon, Oklahoma, I mean, to have all these different radars so that debris like this, that makes me think it has picked up a lot, and maybe some really big stuff here, meaning it caused a lot, and maybe still is causing a lot of damage here, folks. To have radar at Frederick, Oklahoma, at Oklahoma City, and the Dallas-Fort Worth Metro, also the debris being lofted here. Again, a little surprised they didn't go with the catastrophic tag, but maybe they don't have 100% confidence in exactly when all the debris is being lofted, and that maybe some of it's been lofted over the last little bit and not actively being lofted. I kind of think it has been. This in the last few moments, it's been actively. It's really a situation where the debris is actively being lofted, but again, I just continuing to watch, continue to track here north of Dixon, Oklahoma. Again, you see the green and red coming together, that circulation. That blue there is indicative of debris at 12,000 feet. That's serious stuff here, folks. Again, this is not an area where you get very good radar coverage, so it is tricky. But it's also not great that we're getting it and bringing all these different radars like this. I mean, let me keep going here. I mean, let's see how far I can go with this. I mean, you started to lose the debris at over 20,000, but yikes, that's not a good situation here, folks. Not a good situation that we're dealing with. As we continue to get the latest updates. Let's go back up to the north here. Check the radar. It's just east of it, looks like the community of Welty. Not really seeing debris there definitively. Maybe a little bit of something. Northwest of Hominy, some rotation on the Doppler, no debris there. Wouldn't seem. Yeah, I mean, you have all these warnings down here. Let me get back down to the. Well, this is going to take us all the way to Dallas Radar, apparently. I mean, it can help, but south of Overbrook, you have some rotation here, but it's really messy in here at this point. I mean, goodness. I do think that rotation might have weakened a bit because I'm not seeing it as well defined at the moment, but this is such a bad area here to have to look at things. Makes me think it's weakened, even though, yeah, that debris looks like it's starting to kind of slow up. If that, I mean, that's maybe not the best terminology there, but it's kind of maybe kind of fading. So that makes me think maybe the tornado isn't still underground. So since we don't have a tornado emergency, then we're just going to wrap it for the time being. If we need to come back on, we will. Of course, you have the interactive radar, cloudweather.com/radar. As things do advance here, you can see here the progression of things, and it's still a very big local story, but at points it becomes a more national story, and that's when we have to jump in here on cloud weather. I know in the moderate risk we didn't really have enough to justify jumping in for that, but that moderate tornado risk, still a moderate risk, but it's for hail, but we've had a tornado threat to kind of ramp up a little bit more in the way of being life-threatening here. So I know really bad damage around Sulphur, Oklahoma there, and some damage around Ardmore earlier as well. So what we want to see, obviously, just continuing to look here at the very latest. I know it's going to be interesting to see what occurred there on Sulphur. Early indications are pretty serious, and it makes you wonder here, folks, that in fact get seriously injured there in that area, or even worse. I mean, as we continue to look at things here, I mean, folks did get lucky in Nebraska, but a lot of that was during the day, in Iowa for that matter. But this being at night may have just caught folks at the wrong time there. There's still another tornado warning for Sulphur, so you still gotta be in shelter there if you have one. I mean, it's a terrible thing to have to say, but I mean, at this point, that's kind of the storyline. This is not good tornado aftermath weather at all around Sulphur, with maybe another threat. It's not well defined, but still very heavy rain there around Sulphur and Oklahoma. So again, just continuing to watch it. But we're gonna wrap for now. If we need to jump back in with more coverage, we will. So just keep it tuned here to cloud weather for the very latest. As we do have tornado watches parts of Missouri, even into Illinois. You see North Texas there, west and north of Dallas. So that's a bit thunderstorm watch further down in Texas as well. So again, all the different platforms are there for you. Facebook, Casey Cloud WX, Facebook Cloud Weather, Twitter /X at Cloud Casey, YouTube at Cloud Weather, you have Twitch Cloud Weather, and you have cloudweather.com. I know nasty wind around Tulsa right now there as well. That's a storyline there in northeast Oklahoma. Maybe missing out on a tornado at least, which would be good if that is the case. But some nasty winds coming on through right about now here. As we kind of look at things there around that area, I see I got about 50 or so at the airport, Tulsa International Airport. So you just gotta be careful. Could have gusts there to 70. So that's something to be very mindful of. As you see, Owasso there, getting into some of the worst of this as well. At this point, this is a thunderstorm warning. At least that's not a tornado warning now. But again, there's another look at Doppler, and we'll be back here if and as conditions warrant.